May 26th, gossip. Intimacy is that warm gift of feeling connected to others and enjoying our connection to them. As we grow in recovery, we find that gift in many, sometimes surprising places. We may discover we've developed intimate relationships with people at work, with friends, with people in our support groups, sometimes with family members. Many of us are discovering intimacy in a special love relationship. Intimacy is not sex, although sex can be intimate. Intimacy means mutually honest, warm, caring, safe relationships. Relationships where the other person can be he or she is, and we can be who we are. And both people are valued. Sometimes there are conflicts. Conflict is inevitable. Sometimes there are troublesome feelings to work through. Sometimes the boundaries or parameters of relationships change. But there is a bond of one love and trust. There are many blocks to intimacy and intimate relationships. Addictions and abuse block intimacy. Unresolved family of origin issues prevent intimacy. Controlling blocks intimacy. Off-balance relationships where there is too great a discrepancy in power prevent intimacy. Caretaking can block intimacy. Nagging, withdrawing, and shutting down can hurt intimacy. So can simple behavior like gossip. For example, gossiping about another for motives of diminishing him or her in order to build up ourselves or to judge the person. To discuss another person's issues, shortcomings, or failures with someone else will have a predictable negative impact on the relationship. We deserve to enjoy intimacy in as many of our relationships as possible. We deserve relationships that have not been sabotaged. That does not mean we walk around with our heads in the clouds. It means we strive to keep our motives clean when it comes to discussing other people. If we have a serious issue with someone, the best way to resolve it is to bring the issue to that person. Direct, clean conversation clears the air and paves the way for intimacy, for good feelings about ourselves and our relationships with others. Today, God, help me let go of my fear of intimacy. Help me strive to keep my communications with others clean and free from malicious gossip. Help me work toward intimacy in my relationships. Help me deal as directly as possible with my feelings. I'm Herb the Addictaholic. This is just for today. And although I've never been one for gossip, sometimes it comes out in a conversation about somebody. I used to divulge something that maybe shouldn't have been divulged at that moment. Not on purpose and really never for malicious intent, but just out of naivete, however you want to say it, just being immature and not thinking about the consequences, and it was never anything I wouldn't say to the person's face, and that, for instance, at work, somebody may have done something that was subpar, and I would tell that person, hey dude, why does your work look like that today? What happened? I'd joke with them, maybe tease them, because I have bad work some days too. So I might be talking to somebody else and be like, yeah, did you see so-and-so's pipe bending? It was pretty bad, And it wasn't to gain anything. It wasn't to make myself look better. I was just making an observation, but sometimes that can hurt somebody, and it can hurt our intimacy, the relationship that we have. If they hear from somebody else that Herb was talking crap about your pipe bend work, and then he'll be like, really? Herb's saying bad things about me? Oh man. I don't want to do that, and I've done it on accident in the past without thinking, without, being a little careful at how I present things. And that's as close as I've gotten to gossip, is just, spewing at the mouth without thinking about it. And I'll always talk to the person. I make my amends immediately nowadays if that happens. I usually catch myself these days before saying something bad like that. Even if I don't think of it in a negative way, it can come across in a negative way. And, I care about others. I care about their feelings. I care about my intimacy and my relationships. And I don't want to hinder that. So I do what I can not to do that today. And never been a fan of gossip for gossip's sake. Definitely. And I definitely don't like beating down people to other people. Even those people that sometimes may deserve it. It's still unnecessary. Why let them rent space in my head, and why waste my energy in a conversation that could be so much better instead of talking about somebody else in a negative means? That's a level down, and I don't want to do that. So thank you guys for coming out. Hope to see you tomorrow. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.